Ladies and gentlemen, Uniquely Unqualified Podcast Take Two. One subject, easy content. We're going to talk about the New York City mayor. But before I get into that, please like and subscribe. It helps me as I grow this channel. For all of you that have already liked and subscribed, I appreciate it very much. It motivates me, and I really enjoy watching all the numbers go up. So let's get into Mamdani, Mayor Mamdani. So, as we all know, Zoran Mamdani, Democrat, socialist, or just socialist, communist, whatever you want to call him. When he was campaigning for mayor of New York City, he basically said, everybody's going to have free shit. We're going to tax the rich. Everybody's going to have free shit. And we've all seen that all of that has largely bullshit. Hasn't been able to get away with any of it. He would have had to. First of all, let's look back. Mamdani held some form of I think it was a bureaucratic position, but he was largely criticized because he really wasn't there very often. He didn't fulfill any of his duties, and oddly enough, some of the duties that he had would have been able to actively affect lowering prices for buses, childcare, groceries, housing costs, rent, etc., or taxes. But as a mayor, you don't actually have, at least in New York City, he doesn't actually have the power and authority to just make buses cheaper. And so for that as an example, they didn't get cheaper, they got more expensive, and they haven't gone down. And then he said that he was going to tax the rich, and then he comes after the middle class. Well, one of the things that he said that he would provide was free childcare. Great, cool, but that's not a possibility. And we'll get into one of the reasons why here in a second. So, because we have a couple things to talk about this guy. So, the free childcare. He just announced, Mayor Mamdani just announced that he was going to provide free childcare for government workers. Not everybody, just government workers. That sounds awfully communistic. Because again, remember, in communism, you have the people, you have the people in charge and the plebeians, who are at the whims and the demands, the commands of the people in charge. And historically, we can see that. I spent time in Romania. Romania was part of the USSR, communist control. When I was there, gorgeous, Bucharest was amazing. But I ran into a lady that her family was active politically in the Communist Party of Romania. Well, she had good things to say about communism. Why? Because they were party associates. They were communists in the communist government. And so they get all of the benefits. So when you get a communist or a socialist or whatever the hell Mamdani is, he's not a Democrat. He might have a D on the side of his name, but he's not a Democrat. Democrats don't stand for that shit. Communists do. Socialists do. When they go up and they spill their rhetoric about how, all the common folks, you're suffering, it's so horrible, we're going to do, what would it be, like nationalized grocery stores or, whatever, free childcare. Well, that's great. Thanks for thinking about me. But the issue is that there's just not enough, there isn't enough resources to go around to offer every swing and dick and tit in the frickin' electorate free childcare, free buses, free groceries, etc. There's just not. That's why we need capitalism to thrive, is so that we have resources and we can, government can take tax, as minimal taxes as necessary, taxes to provide things like roads, infrastructure, military, etc. But when socialists and communists get up there and they start running their mouths about how I'm going to give all this free shit away, At the end of that discussion, what really happens is only the people in the government get the free shit. And so that's what's happening right now. So Zoran Mamdani, I'm not saying that you're gonna see free bus rides for government officials. I'm not saying you're gonna see free food for government officials, but for right now, it starts with free childcare for government officials, not regular people. Government. That's one of the first steps when you see decline and rot start taking over a system, is when, well, by our standards and our rhetoric, we can't actually take care of all of you. I mean, we just said that because we want the prizes, because that's what they do, right? That's what they all do. Like, look at what Donald Trump is going through right now. That motherfucker basically lied every damn word out of his mouth. Now he's the president, and I mean, I'm fucking disappointed. What about you? So when Mamdani's plan never was going to be able to be implemented for free childcare for all in New York City, well, now he's got to, now he can put a feather in his cap, and now he can say, well, I provided free healthcare for the government workers. What does that do? Oh, well, the government is treating, this communist party, this socialist Democrat has treated me so good. I work for him. I work under him. Oh, they're so good. I get free childcare and I get to go to work, and it's great. And my kids' education is free, and I can focus on my work, and they take such good care of me. And that's how you get an increased sympathy towards these movements. And so, meanwhile, all of the bureaucrats and the officials that get all this free shit, the fucking voters don't. And so they suffer. And then their kids go without school because now we've got so many government workers that this school is now only for government worker children, and that school is where you plebeians have to send your kids, because now there's no more room at that school because that's solely for government workers. And that's how that shit starts sliding down that slippery slope. Anyway, good job. The other thing is 111 billion with a B dollars in commerce is leaving New York City. Not the state of New York, the city of New York. Why? I think it's 17.4% taxes. And so 111 billion in commerce leaving New York City for Texas, and 11,000 jobs gone just like that from New York City. And of course, we said on a previous episode about Kathy Hochul, whatever the fuck her name is, saying, come back to New York, come back to New York, it's better for you into New York. Well, no, it's not, because Florida and Texas don't fucking tax and restrict the shit out of you. And so, I personally, with how expensive New York is and how much there's a housing crisis and how all the young voters want all this free shit, how the hell is there that many young voters in New York? If you can't afford it, how are you there? That's a question. I just came up with that question. Anyway, so there you go, you guys. Good job. This is what those kinds of agendas get. Where New York City has done step one into, well, no, not step one. He raised the taxes on the middle class and properties and property owners, which he said that he wasn't going to do. Wealthy people left. Now free healthcare or free childcare for government workers only, and 111 billion in commerce is left, all because of politics. Vote better, people. Uniquely Unqualified Podcast Take Two. Thank you for liking and subscribing. We'll see you soon.